In the weeks and days before my retirement, I began to have some strange experiences. I would look out on the congregation and I would see people who were now of blessed memory sitting in the pews where they had always been. Art and Fran, Raymond and Candace, Dot and Ralph, Jenny and Wayne. I sure I was sure they were there because the people around them were feeling comfortable trying to find room in the pews. And it wasn't just confined to church. I was walking down Main Street one day and I swear I saw Richard Cotton. And at Walmart, I know that was Roger Horn that just ducked down that aisle. Even when I was driving down I 80 one day, I was passed by a Mini Cooper, and I swear the woman in there was Mel Michelle. It started to trouble me. Was I going crazy? And I talked to some of my older colleagues, and they related similar stories as they took leave. It was a stark reminder of how thin that veil is between the spiritual world and what we call the real world. The Celts knew this. They called them thin places, places where those realms came so close they all but touched, and you could feel the presence from one to the other. Sometimes these thin places were real places, wells, streams, mountains. But oftentimes they were occurrences. This time of year, they celebrate those occurrences in a grand festival of remembering the blessed dead. And the Christian community, as it moved into Celtic lands, adopted this celebration. We call it All Hallows Eve, or in this country, Halloween, and All Saints' Day, a cycle of remembrance of those who have gone before us. But all too often, as we approach these holy days, our remembrances are confined to reading their names on Sunday morning, perhaps even tolling a bell at each name. But that sense of remembrance should be so much more. And so I invite you, as we move into that holy cycle this weekend, to take some time and to remember the stories, and to share those stories with others in your family or with friends. Sometimes those stories will bring laughter. Sometimes they will bring tears. Sometimes they may even bring up an unpleasant memory. But they are important to us because in our stories we find our place in that ever changing dynamic we call family, or church, or community. It's a time to remember, but a time to share those memories so that others may gather with us to support us, to share our laughter, to dry our tears. but importantly, to remember those whose legacy we now have become as we walk the walk of faith here on this side of the veil. Amen.